fact, yesterday at the House Judiciary Committee hearings, CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai, was being grilled by the Republicans. Unfortunately, not on the basis of the fact that, like, you guys have far too much market share and leverage things, and your political power is too great.
I mean, Steve King kind of gets here in the end of this.
Does he really?
A little bit.
A little bit. And but sitting behind him was the Monopoly man, which was fun. I don't know if we'll see it. But here's Stephen King. Is this where he's... Social
media.
Oh, okay, yeah. Which one is this, 6?
Yeah.
Okay. And here is Stephen King trying to get to the bottom of why people write bad things about him on the internet.
Make this point, and I believe I've made it with a number of the internet companies that have been sitting here at this table in the past. What we're at with situation here is that there's a very strong conviction on this side of the aisle that the algorithms are written with a bias against conservatives. The people on the other side don't agree with that because, of course, it benefits them. But what we don't know are, who are these thousand people?
You know what I'm convinced of? I'm convinced that the algorithms are written in such a way that I do not get the promotion that I deserve. If you Google great political analysis, I should be the first 10 entries on Google, but I'm not. Now, of course, other people could say...
I share a similar sentiment.
Yeah, other people could say, though, oh, no, it's working right because it benefits them.
I put in the search results and it got no life.
Or who are these thousand people? And we don't know what their social media looks like, but we do know that the people that come from that county are about 80% supporters of Hillary Clinton, if I listened to the gentlelady from California correctly. And so that would be a built-in bias if I know people from California and know their politics from California, and I think I do. So we've got, at least theoretically, a built-in bias that's here. It's not being examined and not examining the social media. How would you expect that you could get to an objective result, which you said that, we build our products in a neutral way, but that doesn't mean that your product comes out neutral. So how would you expect to get to an unbiased result with a built-in formula that I've described that I don't think you object to or disagree with?
Congressman, it's an important question, but the way we rank our results is essentially based on user feedback, and that's what drives the iterative loop in our, in what we put in. So
I do understand how it's prioritized that way, and I watch what's going on. But I made this point that if we don't know who the 1,000 are, and we can't look at their social media, and we can't see the algorithms to understand the results of the work they're doing behind closed doors, and yet the public believes that it's an open forum where there's a balanced exchange of open access for information. And of course, it's not. And so I have said, we either need to know who they are and look at their social media, and if that doesn't solve this problem, next step then is publish the algorithms. If that doesn't happen, then the next step on the line is Section 230. The amendments to Section 230. And the step on the line beyond that is a Teddy Roosevelt step.
Bingo. Let's skip those other steps where we invade the privacy of the individuals working for Google and all those other sort of highly invasive, meaningless gestures that Stephen King. And let's break this stuff up so that we can have 10 different Googles that will all give the same result that Stephen King is an a-hole.
Up until now, Steve King has had all the worst parts of Teddy Roosevelt.
Right.
And if he could just get the antitrust stuff, that'd be maybe useful while he still holds that seat down.
Do you think that he is being purposefully ignorant as to what an algorithm means and to what those 1,000 people do? Or do you think he really doesn't know? Well, I guess we will answer the question, Stephen King, evil or ignorant?
Or both.
Or evil and ignorant?
I have a 7-year-old granddaughter who picked up her phone before the election, and she's playing a little game, kind of game a kid would play.
Pause it.
And up on there.
Look, folks, don't give your 7-year-old a phone. All right? I have a daughter. I think we waited probably till she was 8 or 9 or whenever she was walking to school, 4th grade. Too early. Get her a flip phone. Okay? But let's wind it back a little bit and go.
And she's playing a little game, kind of game a kid would play, and up on there pops a picture of her grandfather. And I'm not going to say into the record what kind of language was used around that picture of her grandfather, but I'd ask you, how does that show up on a 7-year-old's iPhone who's playing a kid's game?
Congressman, iPhone is made by a different company, and so, you know, I mean,
it might have been an Android. It was a hand-me-down of some kind.
You know,
I'd ask.
I'm happy to follow up and understand the specifics. There may be an application which was being used, which had a notification, but I'm happy to understand it better and clarify it for you.
Okay, thank you for your testimony and yield back.
Imagine you just reduced him to like the IT guy. Like, I can't. Can you please figure this out when I get my iCloud? And like, I'm getting contacts from all different types of people. And you know what that is? It sounds to me like Stephen King gave this kid a hand-me-down phone that he had all of these news alerts for himself on there.
I mean, it could
What app do you have that you either have like news photos showing up on your phone or just photos of your grandfather with like Gramps sucks?
You know, those free-to-play kids games that are ad-supported do check where you're coming from. So a political ad could have came through when they were playing Candy Crush or something that said, like, hey, this guy's a white supremacist. Let's boot him out of Iowa. And
that's pretty funny.
There's a lot of really serious privacy and civil liberties issues with these predatory companies.
That's the bizarre thing about seeing him go through this minefield or whatever it is. Like, he
like
doesn't
he's stumbling all over the right things and getting the wrong message from it. There was a story in the Times just yesterday about apps, and you know, frankly, our tech guru here, Kyle, has told me this. The apps all track you, and even when you turn them off, they track you. The way that the money is made through apps, and I will say this: not the Majority Report app, not the Majority Report app. I can tell you that is a completely money-losing endeavor. Not only is it a money-losing endeavor, it makes nothing. It is every dollar spent on that is completely has been completely unrecovered. Every dollar, every penny. I can assure you of that.
Sam's pledge to you.
Yeah, that's my pledge to you. But apparently, what they do is they put in these SDK packets, and they just send data back to just random. I don't know, mostly hedge funds, I think.
Little spies.
Yeah, figure out, like, where's the best place for us to put this banana republic? Well, we know that, you know, they track your where you go. And then they say, well, this is where we need the Krogers or whatever it is, and the hedge funds buy the Krogers there. And Steve King didn't get it.
Excuse me, Gandhi. My granddaughter is seeing insults of me on the phone. Can you fix it?